What a year, huh? Not only have you had to literally rewire your office setups to work effectively in this virtual new world, you also had to figuratively rewire your brain around new ways of serving your customers and generating business. In so many ways, it's been an opportunity for your members, albeit a forced opportunity, but an opportunity nonetheless, for them to think in new ways about how they do what they do. Hello, National Pest Management Association. I'm Kahn, emotional intelligence and sales expert. Now, you may be wondering, why do folks in the pest control industry need to hear from an emotional intelligence and sales expert? Well, I may look fancy now, but a few years back, I was on a truck on a ride-along with a technician from EnviroPest, a Colorado-based pest control client of mine at the time. You could say, I have been in training for this gig for years. I got to see firsthand how trained pest control technicians interact with customers, dealing with a wide array of emotional reactions to their pesky pest problems. Now, for that project, my job was to observe how technicians and estimators talked with customers and to find ways to help them communicate better and upsell their services. Members of the National Pest Management Association count on you to bring them relevant and easy to apply practical educational programs to help them grow their businesses. Now, your members may play different roles in their companies, but they do all have one thing in common. Nothing happens until someone sells something. So, like it or not, we're all in sales at some level. Invite me to partner with you on your upcoming event, and I will tailor a virtual program just for you. Let me walk you through a quick example of a virtual program I did for another association just a few weeks ago with surprisingly similar letters. NARPM asked me for a pre-recorded virtual program where I would interact live in the chat at a specific time. First, I created an online survey for their members so I could understand exactly what they needed to get the message just right for them. Then I recorded a custom program with professional equipment and edited it with visuals to make it easy and fun to watch. There were interaction moments embedded into the video to encourage people to add their ideas to the chat. And I was right there with them in the chat, making it lively and cheering them on. Their members totally appreciated the effort that went into customizing the program. And the reviews, well, they were amazing. Of course, I can also deliver a live virtual program if that works better for your event. And I have my own producer in those scenarios who knows my presentation style and works with the tech side so I can focus on your members, whatever works for you. There are so many possibilities in virtual events, and I'm happy to work with you in whatever ways will serve your members best. Your association mission is my protection, and my mission is to protect your members from boring, irrelevant virtual presentations. So bring me on. I'm Kahn. I look forward to talking with you. Let's chat. Let me understand a little bit more about what your objectives and goals are for this event, and let's work together to make this the best one yet. But at this stage of the game, you've been to more virtual meetings than you care to count, and they're all pretty much the same. You know, previously normal people have turned into TV newscasters coming to you live from your computer screen. And after months of Zooming, some people still don't know that they're on mute. And voice over PowerPoints? Please, those weren't engaging in real life. They're even less so now. So I'm going to make you a deal. You turn off all the other distractions around you and really allow yourself to shut out the rest of the noise for just the next 50 minutes. And I promise that I will deliver relevant, practical content wrapped in some fun ways that we can connect throughout the program. All right, I do have a confession. You will figure out pretty quick that I've pre-recorded this program. But I am live right now in the chat. Go ahead, type in a question. Let's test future me. Make it a juicy, fun question, please. And no matter what, do us all a favor. No math questions, all right? Oh, and this is me waiting for future me to finish typing. Today, NARPM is all about you. You're going to get a peek inside the minds of your peers and discover what they're thinking, feeling, and doing to cope and reimagine how they work. You're going to learn concepts that will shift your mindset and consequently your money capacity. You're going to get relevant, practical tips about what you can actually say to create new opportunities, including my 4-word magic phrase. And you're going to be able to share your thoughts in real time with your NARPM friends throughout this program. My intention is that this program sparks conversations with your peers, just like the ones that you would have in those hallways. Now, before I share some of the other survey responses, 45% answered that when they think about the business potential in the industry, they actually feel energized. I love the changes I'm making in my business and the future potential. Now, don't take my word for it. I'm going to give you a great example of someone who's made changes in his business model and because of it is making more money, clearly having more fun, yes, even now. And that is NARPM member Steve Pardon. Now, 2 years ago, Steve attended the NARPM convention in San Diego. Now, he left feeling inspired to find ways to be able to run his company from his houseboat. Little did he know at the time how prepared he would be in the unlikely event of a global pandemic causing the entire world to go virtual. He's one of the people in the survey that answered that he was energized. He's part of the group that's found new ways to amp things up, make more money, and have more fun, yes, even now. So kudos to you, Steve. You are an inspiration to us all. Now, I want you to just imagine for a moment. You can even close your eyes, just shut out the distractions that kind of crowd out your inspired, rewired, elevated vision. And imagine what work looks and feels like if you followed Steve's lead and felt energized about the changes you made in your business and the future potential. Really, just take a moment and think about that. It's important to remember that your subconscious mind will be very busy at work answering the question you ask yourself. So be sure to put yourself in an inspired state before you ask yourself if you will find a way to get through these challenging times. I mean, what else could possibly go wrong in 2020 is certainly a question we're all wondering, but that's not where I want my brain focused. Here's a better question. What can I do in the next 48 hours to protect the business I have or to set myself up to attract the next client? Now, I'm a big believer in busying my mind with ambitious goals. Try challenging yourself to do something you've never done before, something that might even intimidate you, and devote your attention and effort into doing it. Now, go ahead and just type into the chat, what changes have you made about how you work? Or what change would you make that would leave you feeling energized about the business and your future potential? And I really want to give you, or have you give yourself rather, the gift of a thoughtful answer to that question. So I'm going to put 90 seconds on our countdown timer and just go ahead and type into the chat. And then if you got some extra time, just read the responses from your peers. That's right. Government regulations. It's crazy how I knew that, right? Several of you used all 3 spaces on the survey to write government regulations multiple times just to drive home the point that this is a huge challenge. Incidentally, I interrupt this inspiring keynote to remind you that this is exactly why it is imperative to always remain an active voice in your industry association. NARPM is here to make sure your voice is heard and lobby on your behalf. Enough said. I want to highlight for you what people in your business are doing differently that's producing good results. Honestly, it's freaking inspiring. Can I say that on video? I don't know who I'm asking. I'm literally alone in my office. Dan Baldini is doing contactless move-in and move-out appointments. Dana Steffen is now working to approve applications before any in-person showings. Billy Baruso, I hope I'm saying that right, is letting clients know that it's a tricky time to be in the business with COVID and tenants losing their jobs. Did you hear that strong empathy in there? And then he went on to say, which is exactly why they probably need me more now than ever to guide them. That's the perfect balance of empathy and assertiveness. Good for you, Billy. Nailed it. But wait, there's more. Several people are now using self-showing lockboxes, virtual tours and inspections, online pre-screening, interviewing for HOAs via Zoom, tenant self-renewal inspections, lockbox move-outs, and e-signing leases. Terry Alvarez is using Microsoft Teams and hired a virtual assistant. Donna Branzi started recording short videos to explain things. And Anan Emus, very clever, brought laptops and accessories for 17 employees and has been using Zoom for meetings and training. Now, those are just a few of the examples of how people in your industry are adapting to the current challenges and setting themselves up to achieve their elevated vision for the future. Your employees, prospects, clients, they're all dealing with the same feelings. Everything has been changing around us. They may feel a lack of confidence about the direction of things. That leads them to not wanting to commit to things. Frankly, they're just afraid. They're afraid of what's happening in the industry. They're afraid of what's going to happen a month from now. They're afraid of another shutdown. I mean, let's not be in an argument with reality. There's still some fear. And you can't push people who are afraid. You're just going to get fight, flight, or freeze. None of which is a mindset for making buying decisions or finding alternative ways to solve problems or shift a business model or make more money or have more fun. So I want to give you a very specific technique. It's so simple you'll wonder why it's not widely in use. But you can use it to help you and everyone around you move out of fight, flight, or freeze and get into a more open-minded way of thinking. Move yourself and others from an absolute mindset to an open to mindset. So first I want to share with you a couple of statements. See if they sound familiar. Maybe you know someone who thought this way, back in January. You can't do self-showings. HOA interviews must be scheduled in person. People have to come into the office to sign leases. In fact, we have to have an office with walk-in capability. Now, I call these absolute statements because they leave absolutely no room for possibility creation. When you hear one like, we always do it this way, we never do it that way, ask yourself and ask them, are you open to another way? People don't want to admit that they're not open to another option. So that simple question is an opening for you to rewire your brain and theirs and create another option. Now, what new possibilities do you see now in spite of whatever is out of your control? What most inspires you and makes you feel like you could amp it up, make more money, and have more fun? Yes, say it with me, even now. Is it a mindset? Is it mechanics? Or is it motion? What can you do to balance empathy and assertiveness? And how will that impact your results and your capacity to earn more money? How can you use that magic question, are you open to create new possibilities about how you work and what the future holds? And what's your kick in the action strategy to keep you moving forward towards your goals no matter what is happening around you? All right, NARPM, I have one final request to wrap up our time together. Go ahead and please type into the chat one word that really describes how you're now feeling about your future. I'm going to leave you with some really great thinking music, and I will see you in the chat where I'll be answering your questions until our time together is up today. Now, I know I can't see your faces, but I have been reading your responses, and future me thanks you for how you've participated today. I trust that our time together has inspired you to create new possibilities, to elevate your vision and rewire your brain so that you really can amp it up, make more money, and have more fun. Yes, even now. Thank you, NARPM. I'm Merritt Kahn, and I hope to see you again soon.